Hello friends, welcome to Nabla Mami Online Maths. Today, we are going to learn how to find the square root of a perfect square number without using calculator. The method that we are going to use is prime factorization method. If you remember, in our previous lesson on this topic, we learned how to use repeated subtraction method to find square root of perfect square numbers without using calculator. And in that lesson, I said that the repeated subtraction method has a disadvantage. And the disadvantage is that it is not good for you to use it for larger numbers because you go through so many processes before you get your answer. This means that it is time consuming. So because of that, I'm going to use prime factorization method so that we use that method for larger numbers. And I have some examples on the board to illustrate the prime factorization method. So let's go through the examples on the board. So the first one is finding the square root of 324. The next one is 441. Then the third one is 625. So now, anytime you have to find the square root of a perfect square number and you want to use the prime factorization method, the first thing that you have to do is that list prime numbers starting from the first prime number. It's just like when we were to find using the repeated subtraction method. We first list odd numbers, but this place you first list prime numbers. So my first prime number is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, going. So these are my prime numbers. So I'm going to use these prime numbers to generate my answers. So now, let's look at how the whole thing will be. If I'm to find the square root of 324, what I'll do is that I will just sketch something like this. The number that I'm to find is square root. I will write it here, 324. Then I will now use this number to divide the first prime number and see whether I'll get an exact value. That is a value without a remainder. Meaning whether 2 can go into 324 without a remainder. If 2 cannot do that, then I'll go to 3. If 3, I'll go to 5. That is how the whole thing will be. So now, what number? 324 divided by 2. 2 into 32 will give me 16. Then 2 into 4 is 2. That means that 2 times 162, I'll go back to 324. Then after this, I will do something like this. Then see, can 2 still enter? If 2 can enter, you use it again. If it cannot, then you move to the next one. But you can see that 2 can go into 16 4 times. 2 can go into 2. 2 can go into 16 8 times. 2 times 8 is 16. Then 2 can go into 1. Then that means that 2 times 81 is 162. But you see that this time around 2 cannot go into 81 because 81 divided by 2 is 40.5. So what I'll do is I'll move to the next prime number and see. Can 3 go into 81? Yes. Because 3 into 8 is 2 remainder 2. Bring the 2 in front of 1, 21. And 3 into 21 will be 7. So meaning 3 times 27 is 81. Then, can 3 still go into 27, this number? Yeah. So that means that 27 over 3 is 9. Can 3 go into 9? Yes. Then we have what number? That is 3 times 3 times 3, 9. Can 3 divide by 3? Yes. What number will you divide and get? And you get, that is 1. Meaning 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 27 is 81. 2 times 81 is this. 2 times this is this. So that is how the whole thing will be. So let's now find our answer from this particular table. Immediately you do this and finish, you will have identical numbers. Identical numbers that are the same. So you pair them 2, 2 in groups. So you see that here I have 2, 2. That is 2. I will take them like this. 2 times 2 and pair them this way. Times here, you see that I have 3 and another 3. I will pair them. 3 times 3. Then here too, I have 3 times 3. Meaning 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. When you multiply this way, you are going to get this particular number, 324. So for me to get the square root of 324, each of these pairs, I will now pick each number there and multiply them together. So meaning I will come and pick one number here. They are all 2, 2, so I'll pick 1, 2. Here they are all 3, 3. I'll pick what? 1, 3. Here too, they are all 3, 3. Then I'll pick 1, 3. Then now, I will now multiply these numbers. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Meaning square root of 324 is 18. This is how we find square root of a number using the prime factorization method. Let's go to the next example. So the next example, what I'll do is that I'll sketch something like this. Then I'll write my 441. So now let's see. You know that 2 cannot go into this because the last digit is odd, and odd number divided by 2 is not exact number. So what I'll do is that I'll quickly use 3. Let's see. 3 into 4, 1. Remember 1. Add it here, 14. 3 into 14. That means 4 times, because 3 times 4 is 12. Remember 2. Then you bring the 2 in front of 1. That is 21. Then 3 into 21 is 7. So meaning if I multiply 3 with this number, I'll get this. Then we'll still use, can 3 go into this? Yes, 3 can still go. Because 3 into 14 is 4, remainder 2. Then you bring the 2 in front of 7, 27. 3 into 27, that is 9. So meaning 3 times this, I'll get this. Now you see that 3 cannot go again because 3 into 4 is 1, remainder 1. And when you bring 1 in front of 19, in front of 9, it becomes 19. And 19 cannot divide by 3. So what we'll do is that we'll use 5. And you can see that 5 2 cannot go. Then what we'll do is that we'll use 7. 7 can go because 7 times 7 is 49. Now, can 7 go into 7 again? Yes. How many times? 1. So I'll write here 1, here what? 7. So that means that we'll stop here. You do this until you get 1. So since I'm not getting 1 here, I'll now take this thing and pair them. So pairing them, I have 3 times 3 because there are only 2 there, times this. Meaning 3 times 3 times 7 times 7. Everything will give me 441. But I want my answer from this. Since they are pairs like this, I'll now pick each here. So I'll take this 3, multiply by this 7. And 3 times 7 is 21. Meaning square root of 441 is 21. So this is how we work the thing using prime factorization method. Then let's go to the last example. The last example, I'll do this, sketch something like this. Then I'll bring my 625. You see that the last digit is 5. It's easy for us to use 5. So if I'm to use 5, so 5 into 6, 1 remainder 1. Bring the 1 in front of 2. 12. 5 into 12, that will be 2 remainder 2. Bring the 2 in front of 5. 25. 5 into 25 is what? 5. Then we'll finish. Meaning 5 times 125 will give me this. Then we'll consider, can 5 go into this? That's good. It will go. 5 into 12 is 2 remainder 2. Because 2 times 5 is 10, so remainder 2. Bring the 2 in front of 5. 25. 5 into 25 is 5. So what I'll do is that, meaning 5 times 25 will give me this. Then here, can 25 divide by 5? Yes, that means 5 times 5 is 25. Then here it will be 5 times 1 in that order. So this is how we'll get it. Then after this, I will now pair these numbers. Immediately you finish, they will all have pairs. So here I'll have 5 times 5, this and this. Then I'll group this one to 5 times 5. So I'll now pick each of these numbers. I mean those in the bracket. So here I will have 5 times 5. And 5 times 5 is 25. And this simply means that square root of 625 is 25. So this is how we find square root of numbers using the prime factorization method if you don't want to use calculator. So now, our next lesson on this particular method is going to be using the pairing method. The pairing method is faster, or the quickest way of finding square root of numbers when they are large. Even that particular method, when the numbers are in thousands or millions, provided the number is a perfect square number, you can easily do it within some seconds. So our next lesson is going to be the pairing method. So you can also take your own square numbers, try to use this particular procedure and see whether you get the answers. You just do it. After that, you use your calculator to confirm. If you try and you are not getting it, you keep on practicing. Mathematics is to practice. If you don't practice, you will not understand the concept. Thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time of watching, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll be notified anytime a new video is being uploaded. You can also share my Facebook page for others to watch. Thank you once again and have a nice day. Bye bye.